Hi, hello. So welcome back. This is day 18 of Jesus Unravel, and today is a very special day. All right. So, so welcome, and we'll be looking at John chapter 18. John chapter 18 holds, a very vital thing in the ministry of Jesus and in the coming of Jesus on the earth. So this was the chapter where Jesus was arrested to be killed, to be able to fulfill his mission and his purpose for coming to the earth. So I saw a few things from what Jesus did and his heart, his person, and his ministry. And I'll just share a few things. So I saw here that Jesus actually gave up himself by himself. Like, it was an intentional decision. It wasn't that he just came and took him and then he did not have what it took to say, I'm not going here, or, in fact, all of you that came, all of you should start dying. So Jesus willingly gave up himself. And that showed me the fact that Jesus was a man that understood purpose, and he was a man on an intentional mission to do what he came to do. He's a man that is purpose driven. So when they came to take him the first time, he was with his disciples in the garden, and then the people that came were like, where's Jesus? After Judas Iscariot had betrayed him, they were like, where's Jesus? And he owned up and said, I'm here. And when he said, I'm here, they all fell to the ground, because the glory and the power that was exuding out of him was so strong that you can't just take him like that. So that was just to show us that Jesus really had all the power to say, in fact, I'm not doing this, and nothing would have happened. And the light that we're seeing on the earth today, the help, the grace, the freedom from bondage, freedom from sin, freedom from like lots of things that try to enslave us, enslave the person that we are within, enslave the help and the glory of the Lord within us, we wouldn't have experienced it. But when they came after the whole display, that happened with them, and then he just let them take him. So it shows me that Jesus, beyond the fact that God sent him to the earth to die for us, he also willingly gave up himself. He was not forced into this. So he's an intentional person. He's very intentional about us. He didn't come to save us because he was sent, because he was coerced to do that. He came to save us because he chose to give up himself. He chose to say, okay, I'm going to do this for these people. I saw that when they came for him, Peter, out of zeal, Peter is a very enthusiastic person. Peter cut off the ear of one of the guards, and, Jesus was not pleased by it, so he rebuked Peter. One of the vital things that I noted here is that Jesus is very anti to anything that shuts down on purpose. Jesus does not take lightly whatever that will push him out of purpose. He was very keen on fulfilling why he came to this earth. So when Peter was like trying to, cut off the ear, scare the guards that came to pick him to be crucified and all, for the prophecy to be fulfilled, Jesus was not joking. He was like, put back your sword into a sheath, that should not I drink from the cup that my Father gives me. So it makes me see that Jesus is really anti anything that limits him from fulfilling his purpose. He was very purpose driven, and he really wanted to fulfill the will of his Father, and he really wanted to save us from sin. So he was going all over for that. So when he was taken, he was brought before the high priest, and to be judged and to be asked lots of questions and all. So then, preceding the other verses, I also saw that Jesus' word never falls to the ground. He told Peter in the verses before now that you've denied me 3 times. And then when we go through scripture, we'll see also where Jesus was telling his disciples that he should pray so that they would not fall into temptation. He's Lord and he's God, and he sees more than we've seen. So when he gives an instruction, we should follow it. And when he says something, we should work with him closely to know how we'll be able to navigate whatever he has told us. So he was brought before Pilate. So Pilate is a highly ranked leader in Jew that period. So Pilate asked him lots of questions, and then Pilate realized and said that this man he's not guilty of these things. Had a discussion with him, and he realized that this man did not do anything. But the Jews and the Pharisees, they were bent on the fact that they would kill him, and they were actually working in line with the fulfillment of prophecy that he will be killed and crucified. Then something very striking for me happened, because today is a very vital day in Christendom. Today, signifies the day that Jesus died to save us from sin and from death. There was nothing that was really holding Jesus. Jesus was not guilty of what he was being condemned for. Or he gave up himself. And even Pilate realized that this man is a king. And Jesus said something profound that, see, if my kingdom was of this world, then my disciples would be fighting to keep me. But I don't want to go into that area now. One of the things I want to highlight is something very touching happened. And that was where Pilate was like, okay, you have a custom that I should release one prisoner to you every year, once every year. And then they said something that he should release Barnabas and imprison Jesus. Jesus was a man that went around doing so much for them, healing them. The other day, they were saying, Hosanna, you're the king, all hail God and all. He took the place of a prisoner. And we'll see more things about the story from tomorrow and all. But one of the things I saw that Jesus took our place. So this was Jesus taking the place of a prisoner, a notorious thief, a notorious murderer and all. He took the place of this prisoner. Yes. So that is how Jesus came to take our place. We should know that Jesus came to take our place and he took our place. And then lastly, it should be more like a rhetorical question to every one of us. Sometimes when we don't want to accept Jesus, I believe that there are just two options when it comes to Jesus. Yes. So it's either we choose him or we choose Barnabas. Yes, it's either him or Barnabas. So when we are not choosing Jesus, that means we're actually going for Barnabas. We're going for a thief. We're going for one who murders. And I believe that can never be the best option. When we are not entertaining Jesus, we are certainly entertaining Barnabas. So I believe we need to look in and decide, is it Jesus or Barnabas? Thank you so much. Bye.